I've entered that stage in my life where I feel like I'm starting to collect things, and that thing is cat carriers. In the past couple of videos, I've talked about the couple of cat carriers that I currently own right now for my long-haired tabby cat named Jiggy. The first cat carrier that I got was a soft one, and Jiggy busted out of that one pretty quick. She figured out how to squish her tiny head through the one opening that's not fully secured in that bag, so I got a hard one so that it's way more secure and she can't get out of that, which she can't. It's great. But there's something about those two that was lacking, and that is the ability to take Jiggy everywhere. This is a cat backpack. And if you're wondering what a cat backpack is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a backpack you can put your cat in that you can wear so that it makes you and your cat extra mobile during those excursions out of your house. This is not sponsored. I just really wanted a cat backpack for Jiggy. I have a showing today, so I'm hoping that I could use this guy for that showing and take Jiggy somewhere. So there's the straps that go across your shoulders, and here's the front of it. Folds out like that, and Jiggy goes inside this cavity here. Looks like there's a soft part I can put on the bottom for Jiggy's comfort. Look at all the pockets. I always get excited about pockets on things. Things need more pockets, in my opinion. Oh my god, this is so cute. So you can see there's this little flap up here, and this is what sold it for me, so that Jiggy can stick her head out of this flap and just kind of be a part of the adventure, you know, and not just stuck inside of her cat backpack. This clip here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this clip should be able to clip to a harness that will keep her from jumping out of the cat backpack and running off into the wilderness. I love this so much. I don't know if Jiggy will, so let's see what she thinks of it. Alright, Jiggy, let's try this out. Okay, looks like she fits in there properly. Now, let's see how it looks with the flap up here. And you are able to see the world. You look like you fit perfectly fine in there. How are you feeling? Something new, huh? And the best part of this cat carrier is that it could extend and be like a little cat habitat. Ooh, it just pops out. Aren't you excited to go on all these adventures with me, Jiggy? With Jiggy in there, it does not feel very heavy. Overall, I think this is a good purchase. She has her little holes here that she can breathe out of. Even if you want to wear this in the front, this can be like a little front backpack. Here's my cat in my little cat carrier. Just walk around town, you know, just like this. Are you having so much fun? What do you think? Nothing's gonna stop us now, huh, Jigs? Just you and me versus the world. If you guys are wondering what this is, Kayla and I are a part of our community Facebook group. And last night, there were so many posts about the fact that people could see Aurora Borealis in the sky. And I looked, and sure enough, there were very faint Aurora Borealis in the sky, and I have some footage here. Wow. Oh my gosh. Do you see that? This is what it looked like to me when I looked up at it. It was really, really faint, but at certain times of the night, it was really strong. I didn't see it when it was super strong, but just the faint Aurora Borealis looked amazing. So I thought I would set up this little 360 camera and try a star lapse to see what it could capture. And I left it going all night, and it's now out of battery. It could be really cool, or it could be a fail. I'm gonna plug it in and recharge this and insert the footage here. Guess what? I sold my house. It's true, the house is sold, and this saga is so close to ending. They have a few conditions. They have to meet financing. There's a home inspection, but the house is sold. That's amazing. We closed May 15th. So it gives us, I think, more than enough time to move our stuff out of here, down south, across the border to Washington. Speaking of Washington, because we've sold this house, I'm actually planning a trip in the next couple of days to drive down there to see my husband again. I just feel so good. We are still showing the house though to people who want to look at it. Of course, they know there's an offer accepted on this house. There's a showing scheduled today. I said, why not? Let's continue showing it to people just in case this falls through, because who knows, right? Anything can happen. But it just feels good to finally have an offer on this house. That is a huge weight off of my shoulders. But with the offer there, now I need to get to work. I have another wholesale order. I need to get out the door before my trip south. I plan on leaving in a couple of days, so that has to be done either today or tomorrow. So that's what today's gonna be about. And thank you to everyone again for following along in this journey and wishing me so much luck and sending me such positive vibes, because I feel like that karma has worked. These flowers were sent to me by a viewer, and I think that added a little bit of luck to this whole house selling process, because as soon as I put them on display, that's when the buyer of this house viewed the house, and yeah, they probably felt good energy coming from little touches like that. I'm just so relieved. Do you remember my Monstera plant that I had in my office? Well, when I went away to America for a little bit, I had a friend watch it, and she did an amazing job with this plant. But when I brought it home, it was during one of the coldest days. Like, I think it was like negative 25 degrees. The shock of the cold just ruined the leaves, so I had to cut it down. These are the only leaves remaining. I have these stalks here, and hopefully the leaves will grow back. I think they will. They're still nice and green. We'll see. But I have a little humidifier here trying to keep the humidity high for this plant, and I also have this orchid that is hopefully benefiting as well from this extra humidity. This wholesale customer has been with us since the very beginning, the Hem Spot, and they decided to buy all of our bath bombs and all of the rest of our shampoo bars, and also the body butters. I sell to them private label, so I create the label for them and then stick a new label on all of my shampoo bars and body butters. And I'm gonna try to finish that today. The bath bombs have a band that I put around them, and I print them on cardstock. That has worked really good for me over the years. And then I cut them individually using this paper cutter. It's Cricut brand, but any type of paper cutter will work. But you'll find over the years that the blade might dull. So that's something to keep an eye out for. He is fully protected to be shipped to Ontario. So this is how it looks so far, and I have all the spaces filled in with these pieces of cardboard, and I think I'm gonna top the rest of this with some packing peanuts, and then we're good to go. This might be too many packing peanuts. Way too many packing peanuts. Okay, I think we are good. So I'm back after dropping off that big package. It ended up being 49 pounds. Pretty heavy, so my back is a little sore. But I'm so glad to finally get that package out of the house. That was the last of my wholesale orders that I needed to get out the door. But now I have to get this house show ready, because I'm actually leaving to go visit Kale. tomorrow morning. I'm gonna do that drive by myself from here to Olympia. It's about 12 hours, but honestly, everything seems much easier after driving over the Rockies. It's a shorter drive, but that one is much harder, and that was during winter time. I'm pretty sure that the passes are gonna be clear tomorrow. It might actually be a really beautiful scenic drive, so I'm excited about that. I dropped off Dempsey at the pet sitter, and we tried to get Jiggy into a pet sitter, but everyone is completely booked, so she's coming with me. So now she can travel in comfort in the cat backpack. But that's what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of the night, just cleaning up and packing up, and then tomorrow I head out. Ready to go on a road trip? Good morning, guys. We are about to head off on our 12-hour-long drive. Wish me luck, and I'll show you little bits and pieces along the way. I've got my co-pilot here, Jiggy. She's coming along, and yeah, I'm excited. Excited to see my husband. Crow's Nest Pass. Hey guys, we made it to beautiful Crow's Nest Pass. There's mountains all around me, and it's just a beautiful, clear morning. And Jiggy is not loving the travel so far, but it'll be over soon, Jiggy. So we have lots in our journey left to go. I'll probably stop again once we cross the border, but we're gassed up, and I took a potty break, and we're good to go. We have reached Bonner's Ferry. We are close to halfway, just a little bit more than halfway. Jiggy is now out of her crate. She's tied securely with a leash and a harness so that she doesn't go flying. And her litter box is back there if she needs to go to the bathroom. So far so good. I think I'm gonna wait maybe an hour to grab some lunch and then full speed on ahead to Olympia. This road trip is longer than the road trip that I took over the Rockies, but it's so much easier. The weather is so much nicer. And we made it! This is Kale's parents' driveway. I am so happy to reach my end destination, and I cannot wait to see Kale. Look who I found wandering around Washington.
Oh, where'd you come from?
Hi. We actually reunited earlier.
Yeah.
We had a much more emotional and loving reuniting, but
I didn't treat you like this when I first saw you. I was more excited. And, yeah.
He was much more excited. And there's Gibson. Hi, Gibson. We're actually on our way to go check out some of the houses that Kale looked at. We're not gonna look inside. We're just gonna drive past them and look at the neighborhood. And I'm gonna give my assessment.
Car feels good?
Yeah. It's been a while since you've driven it.
Yeah.
It's been a while since you've been in this car. Riding in it, Gibson. Where are they? There they are. Just deer everywhere. I made it to Olympia safely and soundly, and I actually have the house to myself, which is perfect because I wanted to do this little project. It's Kale's brother's birthday today, so I was thinking to make him a nice little soap for his birthday. I have this Monstera mold that I got by spending over $100 on Bertleberry's website, so I think I'm gonna be using this as my soap mold today. I also decided to scent it in sea salt and lily. It is such a beautiful scent. It's hard to describe it actually because I've never smelled anything like it. It's definitely a green scent. It smells like plants, but there's something in it, like sparkles. It's like a sparkly green plant smell. It's amazing, but what I like about it is that it can be both a masculine and feminine scent. It's quite unisex, so I think it'll do well in this soap project today, and we're actually gonna do a melt and pour soap. I rarely do melt and pour soap, but when I do, it's always a fun project, it's always easy, and it's always quick. I'm gonna try to make this soap with 2 different kinds of melt and pour. One is a clear base and one is a white base. And for the clear base, I'm going to color it with this green mica from Mad Micas. This is Enchanted Forest, and hopefully it'll look like a white green swirl. That's the plan. I think I'm gonna use half of this. So I'm gonna use this much clear melt and pour, and I'm gonna try to get that much also in the white. I'm gonna measure it, and then that's how I'm gonna determine how much fragrance oil I'm gonna use. So we're gonna do the green color first, and then pour it into the mold, and then quickly melt down the white, and then pour that into there, and we'll see if it works out. And for those curious, I got these melt and pour bases from Fizz Fairy, and I have links to everything in the description box down below. Yeah, I think that should be enough. I'm gonna go ahead and measure how much soap this is so that I can determine how much fragrance oil to use. Okay, so I'm gonna get this melting in the microwave in 30-second blasts. This took about 2 30-second blasts to get it to melt to this liquid state. Next thing I'm gonna do is to add my fragrance oil and the mica. Use this much to start. Just mix thoroughly. It's turning into this nice color. I just added a little bit more to make it a little bit more opaque. And I've already added the fragrance oil to this. If you see it to start to solidify on you, you can give it another quick zap. Here goes the white layer. You can see that the white layer penetrated these 3, but I think for this one, it stayed pretty much on a separate layer. So it'll be really fun to see what it looks like when it pops out. I actually might melt some more white soap base so that I can come up a little bit higher. And that's it. That was done really, really fast, and that's the beauty of melt and pour soap. So if you've been wanting to make soap, this is the quickest and easiest way to do it. I literally made that in 10 minutes. But if you are new to making soap, know that there are safe usage amounts for fragrance oils, and be sure that you are adhering to that, because if you use too much fragrance oil, it might make the product smell too strongly, or it could even be dangerous. So all of that information is available on Brambleberry's website, and it should be available on any supplier that sells fragrance oils for that particular fragrance oils product listing, or on the fragrance oil itself. It'll have a safe usage amount on the bottle. And this should harden pretty quickly. I'm gonna leave it for now and clean up because I made a little bit of a mess. And while that hardens, I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a housing update. Our sale in Calgary is still going through the process. They haven't met the conditions yet, but they have until Monday to do so, and we expect those conditions to be met, but you never know. And in the meantime, Kale and I have been, well, I should say more Kale. Kale has been looking at houses down here in Washington. Now that we have the house sold, we have an idea of how much of a down payment we could put towards a new house. And he has been looking at a few, and there's one that we really love. It's close to his family, and we put in an offer on that house. We haven't heard from them yet. But this morning, a house popped up that ticks a lot of our boxes. Kayla's currently working right now, so I contacted our realtor and he took me out to go see it, just me and him. And I was blown away. It is a great property. It's definitely further than the other property that we put in an offer on, but it sounds like they're not willing to go down in price. That's what our realtor is saying. He's been trying to get a feel for how our offer is being received. And this other property that I went out to look at with our realtor is $100,000 less than the house we put in an offer on. We walked around the house. It has a more traditional layout, but the grounds were beautiful. I really liked the backyard of it. It comes with a little bit of land, which is awesome. Not as much as the other house that we put in an offer for, but a huge bonus to this house was that it had a room downstairs that I could totally use as my soap studio that's separate from the rest of the house. Whereas the house that we put in an offer on doesn't really have a dedicated room for that. So we would have to kind of shuffle things around to make things work. So there's a lot about this house that I think work better for Kale and I's situation, but we'll see. Kale still has to see it, but I got such good vibes from walking around that house, and I think it would be a better fit than the other house we put in an offer on. But this is all really exciting. I'm glad I made the decision to come down here and to look at houses, because it's much better to see things with your own eyes than to look at everything from Kale's phone footage that he took, which is, I'm really glad he did that. I'll probably be here for a week and then I head back north to pack up my things and do all of the planning I'll need to do to get all that stuff from Calgary to Olympia. I'm just gonna be patient and see where the chips fall. It's impossible to predict at this point. All right, this looks hard enough to pull out of the mold. So I'm gonna start with this one. This one is gonna, I think, be the most clear in terms of the layers. It'll be two very separate layers. That's my prediction. Come on, pop out. Okay, here's one. Oh, look how pretty that looks. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, like is it picking up the mica sparkle? Because it is a beautiful green color with the most gorgeous mica shimmer. Oh, that smells fantastic too, by the way. Look at that, the perfect hand soap. All right, let's do this one now. I love how instantaneous your results are with melt and pour. There's no cure time, there's no waiting, you got soap. Okay, let's pull this out. Gorgeous. You can see a little bit of the white soap poked through, but for the most part, this also looks really beautiful. It smells really good. Okay, now for these other two. Okay, here's one. Beautiful. This is so pretty. Here's the last one. And there it is. Instant handmade gifts that will blow people's socks off when they see it. Is that pretty? I love Monstera leaves. They're so decorative. And this mold really captures those really beautiful big leaves that open up and split up to make these side holes. I love the Monstera plant. Let's see if you guys can see that. Okay, that's better. There is the sparkle, the mica sparkle that I was talking about. It has a very shimmery, iridescent look to the soap. I think I was able to get the shimmer to pop because I used a clear melt and pour base. And then the bottom is just a white melt and pour base. So what you can do when you gift them is you can maybe stack them if you're gonna give a bunch, tie a ribbon around them, or if you just give one, wrap it up in some paper, tie it up with some twine, maybe give a few other things with this. Like I think I want to get Zach a few something else other than just this handmade soap. And the rest of these extras, I think I will gift to my Golden Bubble patrons or use for myself. Not sure yet, but literally the fastest project you can do with the most beautiful pay off with the most gorgeous products at the other end of it. I was thinking if you had a shower or a birthday party, these would make the most adorable favors.